The early Cyrillic alphabet is a writing system that was developed during the late 9th century on the basis of the Greek alphabet for the Orthodox Slavic population in Europe. It was developed in the Preslav Literary School in the First Bulgarian Empire in order to write the Old Church Slavonic language. The modern Cyrillic script is still used primarily for Slavic languages, and for Asian languages that were under Russian cultural influence during the 20th century. History. The earliest form of manuscript Cyrillic, known as Ustav, was based on Greek uncial script, augmented by ligatures and by letters from the Glagolitic alphabet for consonants not found in Greek. The Glagolitic alphabet was created by the monk St. Cyril, possibly with the aid of his brother St. Methodius, around 863. Cyrillic, on the other hand, may have been a creation of Cyril's students in the 890s at the Preslav Literary School under Bulgarian Tsar Simeon the Great as a more suitable script for church books, though retaining the original Bulgarian symbols in Glagolitic. An alternative hypothesis proposes that it emerged in the border regions of Greek proselytization to the Slavs before it was codified and adapted by some systematizer among the Slavs. The oldest Cyrillic manuscripts look very similar to 9th and 10th century Greek uncial manuscripts, and the majority of uncial Cyrillic letters were identical to the Greek uncial counterparts. One possibility is that this systematization of Cyrillic was undertaken at the Council of Preslav in 893, when the Old Church Slavonic liturgy was adopted by the Bulgarian Empire. The Cyrillic alphabet was very well suited for the writing of Old Church Slavic, generally following a principle of one letter for one significant sound, with some arbitrary phonotactically based exceptions. Particularly, this principle is violated by certain vowel letters, which represent plus the vowel if they are not preceded by consonant. It is also violated by a significant failure to distinguish between G and G. Orthographically, there was no distinction of capital and lowercase letters, though manuscript letters were rendered larger for emphasis, or in various decorative initial and nameplate forms. Letters served as numerals as well as phonetic signs. The values of the numerals were directly borrowed from the Greek letter analogues. Letters without Greek equivalents mostly had no numeral values, whereas one letter, copper, had only a numeric value with no phonetic value. Since its creation, the Cyrillic script has adapted to changes in spoken language and developed regional variations to suit the features of national languages. It has been the subject of academic reforms and political decrees. Variations of the Cyrillic script are used to write languages throughout Eastern Europe and Asia. The form of the Russian alphabet underwent a change when Tsar Peter the Great introduced the civil script in 1708. Some letters and breathing marks, which were only used for historical reasons, were dropped. Medieval letterforms used in typesetting were harmonized with Latin typesetting practices, exchanging medieval forms for Baroque ones, and skipping the Western European Renaissance developments. The reform subsequently influenced Cyrillic orthographies for most other languages. Today, the early orthography and typesetting standards only remain in use in Church Slavonic. A comprehensive repertoire of early Cyrillic characters is included in the Unicode 5.1 standard, published on April 4, 2008. These characters and the distinctive letterforms are represented in specialized computer fonts for Slavistics alphabet. In addition to the basic letters, there were a number of scribal variations, combining ligatures and regionalisms used, all of which varied over time. numerals, diacritics and punctuation. Each letter had a numeric value also inherited from the corresponding Greek letter. A title over a sequence of letters indicated their use as a number. Usually this was accompanied by a dot on either side of the letter. In numerals, the ones place was to the left of the tens place, the reverse of the order used in modern Arabic numerals. Thousands are formed using a special symbol, which was attached to the lower left corner of the numeral. Many fonts display this symbol incorrectly as being in line with the letters instead of subscripted below and to the left of them. Titles were also used to form abbreviations, especially of nomina sacra. This was done by writing the first and last letter of the abbreviated word along with the word's grammatical endings, then placing a title O above it. Later manuscripts made increasing use of a different style of abbreviation, in which some of the left-out letters were superscripted above the abbreviation and covered with apocrythi diacritic. Several diacritics, adopted from polytonic Greek orthography, were also used, but were seemingly redundant. Trema, diaresis, varia, indicating stress on the last syllable, oksha, indicating a stressed syllable, title O, indicating abbreviations, or letters used as numerals, kamera, indicating palatalization in later Church Slavonic. It disambiguates plurals from homophonous singulars. Deja dazi pneuma, rough breathing mark, silich zavateltsa or salon pneuma, soft breathing mark. Signals a word initial vowel, at least in later Church Slavonic. Combines of ateltsa and varia is called apostrophe. Combines of ateltsa and oksha is called iso. Punctuation systems in early Cyrillic manuscripts were primitive. There was no space between words and no upper and lower case, and punctuation marks were used inconsistently in all manuscripts. Anotelia, a middle dot used to separate phrases, words, or parts of words. Full stop, used in the same way. Armenian full stop, resembling a colon, used in the same way. Georgian paragraph separator, used to mark off larger divisions. Triangular colon, used to mark off larger divisions. Diamond colon, used to mark off larger divisions. Quintuple colon, used to mark off larger divisions. Greek question mark, similar to a semicolon. Some of these marks are also used in glagolitic script, used only in modern texts, comma, dot, full stop, exclamation mark. Gallery. Medieval Greek uncial manuscripts from which early Cyrillic letter forms take the shapes pictures of uncial lectionaries. Early Cyrillic manuscripts pictures of Old Church Slavonic weekly Gospels.